Over there. See that? That used to be the worst street in Rivet Town. And it's also where I grew up. My friends and I used to wander those streets, thinking about where to find our next meal. That is, until Chief Oleg got me out and took me to the orphanage. There, I learned to read and write from Natasha. At the age of 10, I started to patrol the mines with Oleg, occasionally getting into fights with the local thugs.
That sounds nice.
Nice? You being sarcastic with me?
Oh, no, sorry. Life in the underworld is difficult. I shouldn't be speaking about it so lightly.
You're always so serious. It really gets on people's nerves sometimes, you know?
Right. What I meant was... I kind of envy you, Zila. For as long as I can remember, my days have been an endless cycle of studying, etiquette lessons, and training. Every day, all I hear is, remember who you are, bronya. This is against the Architect's admonishments, bronya. Ladies shouldn't use such foul language, bronya. Some may envy this kind of life, but I have felt trapped. When every choice and every goal has already been made for you. You probably can't imagine how that feels.
No, I can't. But more importantly, what kind of foul language were you using?
In the name of the Architects, I shall stick this spear into your nostril.
That's a good one.
That's it? Oh, that's nothing. Looks like I'll have to teach you some underworld slang before you go back.
No, that won't be necessary.
It'll be better than poking people's nostrils, at least. I never thought that I'd be here having a heart-to-heart with the future Guardian. As a kid, I didn't meet many people who lived in the overworld. I only heard stories from the grown-ups and figured you were all just a bunch of cold snobs.
I've heard from some Silvermane veterans that before the orders were made to seal off the underworld from the overworld, there was no difference between the two places. Everybody ate the same food, chatted about the same topics, celebrated the same festivals. Even though times are different now, things like the joys and sorrows of life, the ties between people, these precious things must certainly still connect us all. If there is a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds, we can definitely go back to the time when you and I were not divided. When we could stand side by side against the Eternal Freeze and the Fragmentum.
I'm not like you. I don't have that many grand plans for the future. But if that's the future you want, I'm willing to build this bridge with you.
Thank you, Zila. Your trust is very important to me.
Speaking of which, what are you going to do next? What Svarog revealed must have made quite an impact, huh?
Yes. I thought I was prepared for anything. As long as I am the Guardian's successor, those truths will come out sooner or later. But why does my mother hide it from me? And why does she want me to hunt down the outsiders who know about the nature of the Stellaron? It doesn't make sense. I thought it over. There's only one thing I can do. Go ask her directly.
You... Hold on. You're not really going, are you? Alone? You can't. This plan is...
I've already thought it through, Zila. I am Madame Cocolia's daughter. That will never change. Be it my duties as her heir or as a Silvermane guard. I must face my problems head on. Even if...
Bronya.
This is for you, Zila. Please help me pass it on to the outsiders. If I am unable to see you again, they'll know what to do.
I have a bad feeling we're
Okay,
gonna have to rescue
I
her.
understand. You've made up your mind, and there's nothing I can say that will change it. But remember this. If you run into trouble, I will come to save you, no matter what.
Then I'll be waiting for you. So, did you come to this spot when you were a child?
Of course. I just didn't appreciate how nice it was at the time. Very nice.
That was a good sleep.
So no dreams this time, huh?
I should go meet up with March and Danhong.
Oh, look who's here.
It's the Bane of Svarog, the big hero of the underworld. And the other big heroes, Dan Hung and March 7.
Were those lines rehearsed?
Where's Natasha? Is she here?
She has a bunch of other things to attend to. So I hope you don't mind talking to this old man instead. I speak on behalf of Natasha. By the way, sorry for keeping that whole thing about her being the actual leader of Wildfire a secret.
Doesn't matter anyway.
I'm glad you don't mind. Natasha is always cautious, but she has no ill intent, as you surely have noticed.
I'm surely bothered by your mouth not moving.
She told me to make sure you return to the overworld safely. I gave it some thought, and I think the safest way is to ask this fella for help.
I brought you down. I can take you back up. Free of charge. Satisfaction guaranteed.
There's no need to knock us out this time.
Of course not. This time, we'll go back through the furnace core.
Just tell us the path you used before.
That would be problematic and dangerous. Trust me, we should go through the furnace core.
Ugh, enough chatter. Just be a good guide.
Hold on. What about Bronya? Why isn't she here?
She already went back. As you know, she has some things to settle with the Supreme Guardian.
What? She just ditched us and went back? How could you let her?
She left without Sampo? Yeah, what route did she take?
Enough about Sampo. We need him for this trip. And we can still get rid of him after we reach the surface.
Miss Sela, I'm still here, you know.
Oh, right. Bronya told me to give you this.
She left us a letter. Could this be one of those open in case of emergency letters? I've never gotten one of those before. Should we wait until we run into something dangerous?
Stop overthinking and just open it.
More reading, great. So most likely we are going to be seeking out Serval and Gepard, which apparently are actual siblings.
Brother and sister Landau. I know the brother must refer to Gepard, but who could the sister be? Oh, Serval! So she's Gepard's older sister.
I hope nothing happens to Bronya. But this is totally a flag, you know?
She
Yeah,
gave
might
it
as
some
well.
good thought. But whatever's going on in that Supreme Guardian's head, even Bronya might have trouble understanding. Sampo, do you know the Landau siblings?
Landau. Yeah, we're all friends. I've mostly dealt with the younger brother in the past, but the sister, she's much scarier. Today's supposed to be a day of celebration, so let's not talk about it right now. We can set out at any time. Just come find me when you're ready.
Mother, I have returned.
Bronya, I thought I'd lost you. Where were you? Are you hurt? I'll fetch the butler right away.
No, there's no need. I don't want to see Sebas right now. Sorry, Mother. I'm fine, really. I just got into a few skirmishes down in the underworld, but nothing I couldn't handle.
The underworld. Oh, I see. In that case, report everything you saw. Commander Bronya.
After the failed pursuit at Backwater Pass, the wanted outsiders and I were
sus.
somehow taken to the underworld. Because of the difficult situation we were in, we formed a temporary alliance to help the residents of the underworld resolve a few issues of survival. We also defeated an ancient robot known as Svarog and learned some truths about the Stellaron.
I'm listening. Go on.
Madam Cocolia, it
She's
is my
probably
firm belief
corrupted
that
already.
the visitors from beyond the sky are not the villains we had imagined before. I witnessed them take up arms in the name of justice and risk their lives for the sake of others. I can also ascertain that they did come for the Stellaron, but only to relieve the disaster it has brought upon Belobog. Mother, You've always known the truth about the Stellaron, haven't you? Well, the responsibility of bearing that truth will fall upon me one day. Such is the burden of being Guardian, to carry these secrets for eternity. So, I ask you to forgive my defiance, but I believe that the order to dispatch the Outsiders was a mistake. To solve the problems brought on by the Stellaron, the architects waited hundreds of years. And those Outsiders may be the... Enough! What?
Arrogant. Ignorant. Oh, you disappoint
Ignorant.
me,
Look
Bronya.
who's talking.
You merely glimpsed the tip of the iceberg, and now you think you know everything. You spend a short time with that underworld scum, and suddenly you have the audacity to question my orders?
She just called her scum. But she's from the underworld, right? Bronya is from the underworld.
Guards! Take Bronya.
They are not scum. My entire life. Everything you ever kept from me. I remember it clearly now. This time I am standing my ground, Madam Guardian. And please, stop dismissing me with vague excuses. Tell me what you have seen. What exactly it is you are hiding. Why do you send the Silvermane Guards to die in the Fragmentum? Why have you abandoned the people of the underworld? And why? Why did you have that sudden change of mind?
I knew this moment would come sooner or later. You want to know why I gave those orders?
Yeah, go on.
Yes. I am ready.
Then come with me, Bronya. It is time you heard it. The voice of this dying world.
No, that's BS, I think. She's totally gonna corrupt Bronya.
Ah, we're finally back.
Are we missing
No.
something?
Where's Sampo?
Nope. Next question. Where's our next stop? We should find somewhere to put our feet up. As long as it's not Goethe Hotel again.
Classic unreliable Sampo. He probably guessed we'd ask where his hiding place was. No sooner are we back in the administrative district than he sneaks off.
We should hide in plain sight. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Let's find Landau.
The bro or the sis? If you're talking about Japard, we should be careful. He's a top Silvermane guard. He'd probably get a medal for every one of us he brought in. Don Hung, what do you think?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Landau.
So, you think we should avoid Japard for the time being?
He's an elite officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him.
Makes sense. Guess we better head over to Serval's workshop then?
But we must keep a low profile. We're still wanted fugitives.
What's wrong, Zila?
Nothing. It's just a little... new. The last time I was on the surface, I was still a child. I have known the overworld and the underworld. We've been cut off for so long. I'm okay. Let's go. There are so many Silvermane guards on patrol. Is it usually like this?
No. I don't remember the security being this tight last time. It might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival already. Bronya.
Who is it? Shop's closed today. I remember. The three outsiders. Wait, why are you still strolling around the city? Do you know the Silvermane Guards are looking all over for you?
Yes, totally.
Act natural and get inside.
All right, you'll be safe here. My workshop has pretty good soundproofing and barely anyone comes in. Just what crime did you commit exactly? They recalled a bunch of guards from the front line to track you down. It's unprecedented. Now they're patrolling the whole city, and everyone's in a panic.
Trying to save the world.
Oh, we just...
Not yet, March. Bronya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't trust me completely?
Of course not.
Good. That's smart of you. But you needn't worry. Cocolia and I aren't even on speaking terms. It was her that ejected me from the Architects. I refuse to stand with her. I don't believe you guys would do anything bad. And the Architects are gonna need conclusive and publicly available evidence for me to think otherwise. Besides, I know the Architects, and if they did have any evidence, they would have released it by now. I know Cocolia's style. Get everyone into a frenzy first. Most people in a frenzy don't stop to ponder the details.
What details have you been pondering?
Me? None. What Cocolia and the Architects get up to has nothing to do with me. My time is too precious for pondering. These days, I just spend my time fixing things in this workshop and playing music. It's a pretty carefree existence. If I'm not careful, I'll start boring you all with sob stories from the past. Let's get back to you guys. If long-lost Bronya told you to come here, you must have something important to tell me. You can trust me. I know our paths have only crossed once before, but my intuition tells me you guys are good people. And I've got good intuition, by the way.
We may as well tell the long and short of it from start to finish.
Ooh, I'm the best storyteller. Let me!
Try not to embellish the facts.
So that's what's been happening. No wonder we hadn't heard from Bronya recently. After all these years in isolation and without a single word from below, this is what's become of the underworld? I believe you. There's no way you could have invented all those twists and turns. What's more, we have Miss Seela here as living proof. As for the Stellaron, I know why Bronya got you to find me. When I was still one of the Architects working in the Scientific Research Division, I was researching the Stellaron. I never thought I'd hear that word again after being expelled by the Architects. Come on, I'll tell you everything.
Man, she's gorgeous.
Only a very few people in Belobog know of the existence of the Stellaron. Those that do would never associate it with the Fragmentum or Eternal Freeze. But according to the data recorded in that robot, Svarog, the Architects dug out the truth long ago. The research results were purposely hidden away to ensure that the outside world would never know of them. Just my luck. Out of all the research topics I could have chosen, I insisted on the Stellaron. It's clear now that anyone who wanted to get closer to the truth would have been expelled or abandoned. Maybe I should be thanking Cocolia. All she did was push me out. She could have decided to take a more permanent measure.
And gold?
Cocolia... It's been so many years since we last spoke. We were great friends once. There was nothing we wouldn't share. She became a completely different person when she took on the Supreme Guardianship. The convictions she once held, her enthusiasm, it was like they were drawn out of her by some mysterious force.
Totally corrupted by this Stellaron.
She gave the order to expel me herself and refused to see me. I never understood that behavior, and I gave up trying to use logic to work it out a long time ago. Sometimes I even wonder whether she really did become a different person. Is that possible? Perhaps there's a single guardian consciousness that gets handed down from generation to generation, and the real Cocolia has already vanished. Is she being compelled by previous generations of guardians to make such baffling decisions? Who knows? But this might make for good songwriting material.
How much do you know about the Stellaron?
I figured out that the Stellaron and the Fragmentum were linked, so I was already close to the truth. It's a shame that the architects ejected me before I could discover that the source of the fragmentum was the Stellaron itself. Before I lost my position, I was applying for permission to survey the Stellaron directly. It was my research topic, but I'd never even set eyes on it. My research was all based on historical data and lab simulations.
Does she know where it is?
Not long after I submitted my preliminary report and application, I received my punishment. It was obvious that somebody didn't want my research to continue. Japard? Not a chance. He's a decent guy, but also famously uncompromising. For my brother, orders are more important than anything. Even if you stuck Bronya's letter to his forehead, he wouldn't be swayed.
So I need to beat the shit out of him.
You need to choose your words carefully if you want to persuade him of something.
Nope. Persuasion is not
It might
needed.
be best if I
Force
talk to him.
is.
Though, I'd need a strategy first. Yes. I never observed it directly, but I used lab simulations and outbound surveys to establish a rough location. According to the survey results, the Stellaron is likely to the north of Belobog, somewhere in the vast snow plains.
We must locate it as soon as possible. Ideally before Cocolia takes action. Can you tell us the way?
Not a problem. I was thinking the same thing. But I'm afraid telling you might not be enough. The area to the north of Belobog has been more or less swallowed up by the fragmentum. If you want to get to the northern snow plains, you'll need to get past the Silvermane Guard restricted zone on the front lines first. Even if you get past the restricted zone in one piece, you'll have a whole heap of fragmentum to deal with.
Fragmentum sounds doable enough. The Silvermane Guard, how many of them are we
Yes.
talking about?
That's where the main force of the Silvermane Guards is stationed. They've consolidated their position there in order to resist the encroaching fragmentum.
It sounds like the three of us and Zila might not be enough. Why don't we go back underground and get Wildfire to come with us?
I fear we may not have the time.
Hey, enough pessimism. Back in my official capacity days, I spent a lot of time in the north. I got to know the soldiers and officers on the front line very well. This calls for brainwaves, not brawn waves. How about I take you over myself?
Really? Great! Phew. It's less scary if someone you know is leading the way.
I want to see the Stellaron too, you know. It was my research topic for over a decade. You don't get that many decades in life. That's settled then. There's no time to lose. We should head out as soon as you're ready.
What I'm thinking here is, it is possible that Cocolia totally kicked her out instead of eliminating her because they were friends before. It's likely that Cocolia forced her to leave, to be abandoned and all that, to ensure her safety, because if she continued, she might have needed to eliminate her. At least that's what I think. This is of course assuming that at the time she was kicked out, Cocolia was still in her right mind, because now it doesn't seem like it. I have a bad feeling about this.
Darn it! I forgot my brother said he'd be around today. Find somewhere to hide, quick! I'll handle him. Japard! It's you! I didn't think you'd have the time to visit with things so tense on the front line.
Things are manageable. The latest wave of monster attacks has slowed. I'm back in the city to take care of a few matters, but I'll be back on the front line later. I thought I told you.
Ah! Oh, yes. That's right.
She's too nervous.
Sis, you look a bit pale. Did something happen?
No. Why would anything have happened?
You don't normally use my full name.
You said you hate it when I call you bro in public. Well, I agree. It'd sound better if I started using your full name. Right, Brosif?
You can call me whatever you like. Look, Serval, I'm here on official business today. There's something wrong with the barrier generator device, and the engineers in our unit don't know how to fix it. I need
Those guys can't think outside the box. Of course they can't wrap their heads around my design. I thought it was something big. Leave it here. I'll take a look.
Sorry to trouble you.
Why are you being so polite? Oh, and why is the city under curfew all of a sudden? Has something happened?
I've been instructed to keep it quiet.
Lil Jeppy. So grown up now, looking down on his civilian sister.
Architect dogs.
Don't say that. Forget it. If I don't tell you, Palo will. Last night, Lady Bronya suddenly appeared. She entered Klapoth Fort without saying anything to anyone. The Supreme Guardian is worried that the 3 intruders may have followed Bronya out of the Fragmentum and back into the administrative district. She issued a curfew for the entire city and ordered us to pursue and capture any suspicious individuals.
Ah, so that's how it is. No wonder I haven't heard from Bronya.
I'm not sure. She hasn't left Klapoth Fort. The Supreme Guardian just said she'd returned.
Garden
Nothing
is spouting out BS.
Well, I was sure worried about her. After she disappeared, Pela's workload doubled. She said she barely had time to go out.
She really does tell you everything. Oh, by the way, I left my Goethe Hotel limited edition flask behind last time I was here. Let me...
Wait!
What is it?
It's, right. You remember how you neglected all those flowers to death? I piled them all over there during a bit of spring cleaning, and now they smell terrible.
Seems like a strange reason not to take a look. Plus, am I supposed to believe you were spring cleaning? You must be up to more forbidden research.
Am not? How dare you? What do you take your sister for?
Never mind. This is your space, and I shouldn't intrude. I've got business to take care of. Bye for now.
Hey, wait a sec. Those intruders. I wanted to ask, what crime have they committed?
They're plotting to overthrow the architects and bring harm to the city.
Huge load of crap.
Huh. Reminds me of the accusations against me. Cocolia's methods haven't changed.
Don't say that, Serval. I know that you're still nursing a grievance against the Supreme Guardian. But this isn't a joking matter.
Who's joking?
You're telling me off again? Fine. Whatever, bro. You better be going. Come listen to Pela in my next rehearsal.
I will, if I have the time.
The coast is clear. You can come out now.
Phew, I nearly suffocated. What kind of plot device was that?
I almost lost my cool when he went for his flask.
This is bad. Bronya's in danger. We have to go save her.
Attempting to storm Klapoth Fort by ourselves? Forget it, Zila. I don't care how skilled you are, I'm not sending you on a suicide mission. Rest assured, Cocolia may have changed over the years, but she never hurt Bronya. I'm certain of that.
Me? I'm not so sure. She's probably
You sound like
corrupted
Bronya
already.
herself. I don't get it. You guys are against Cocolia, and yet in some ways, you seem to trust her completely.
Didn't you hear him? He said he needs to take care of a few matters in the city first. If we're fast enough, we can stay out of his way. Come on, let's go to the restricted zone. If we can get ahead of the curve and find the Stellaron, Cocolia will be out of options.
Man, if all the planets are gonna be like this.
Is Bronya really safe?
You care about her, huh? You must have become close friends.
Close is a bit much, but I made her a promise.
Relax. She's the strongest girl I've ever seen.
I can believe that.
Oh, they've jacked up security all right. How the heck are we gonna sneak in?
Leave it to me. Stick close, guys, and don't get spotted.
Don't get spotted, we're right in front.
This is a military base. Trespassers aren't allowed in. Wait, isn't that... Serval! Long time no see.
Well, if it isn't Franz. Long time no see.
Well, you see, you haven't changed, Serval. So, what brings you over here at this hour? And who are the guys behind you?
My brother said the restricted zone energy lines were malfunctioning. Told me it was urgent. He doesn't trust those contracted maintenance workers, so he got me in for free. These guys are my assistants. We need to overhaul all the installations here.
I didn't hear anything about the energy lines malfunctioning.
Oh, please. This is a technology division issue. Why would they tell you guys? Come on, let us in already.
No, that's, not something I could handle. Seeing as you're Captain Japard's sister, it should be fine. Okay, here are some temporary passes. Oh, and remember to give them back to me.
Thanks, Franz. I'll put in a good word for you with my brother and get him to promote you.
No, Captain Japard hates all that under-the-table stuff. I'd have a better chance if you don't mention me at all.
You better not. You could lose your job. That's a badass shield, though. Man, they all got cool armor. Not liking that spear, though.
See? That was easy.
You're Japard's sister, all right.
I don't want people to see me that way. I'm doing this for you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using my brother's name. Do you see that mechanical gear bridge? When you cross over to the other side, you arrive at hell on Earth.
So what exactly is on the other side?
An endless fragmentum, a few exhausted Silvermane guards, and the stench of death in the air. If we want to progress further north, we will need to cross that hill. Are you ready?
Probably not, but we've come this far.
Exactly. We've got nowhere left to retreat.
We could retreat to the Astral Express.
Let's go then. First, we need to think of a way to get to the other side. I helped set the underlying mechanisms for this type of gear bridge. It's controlled via different terminals in combination. Let's go find them.
Is Japard on frontline duty a lot?
Yes, but what made you ask that all of a sudden?
It's so dangerous. Don't you worry about him?
He's a Landau.
Mechanical Fever released a new song. Did you hear it?
Oh, I sure did. Palo was on lead vocals this time. Scared me half to death. It's a completely different
Palo
style.
also sings.
Even Mechanical Fever is changing. Rock and roll's dead. There's no audience anymore.
Don't be so pessimistic. They're just keeping things fresh.
I didn't know she was part of a band.
Nope. This terminal's offline. We can't control it from here.
So what's the plan?
Look for another. Every platform linked to the gear bridge should have a similar term.
I never would have guessed that Japard and you were brother and sister.
I can't say I blame you. We're nothing alike in personality or interests. In our family, we have a strong military tradition going back generations. Many a Landau has died in their prime. There's not a lot of brother and sister time. Everyone just does their best to get on with their life. Darn! Can't activate it. It seems like someone severed the energy supply to the terminals.
Deliberately trying to cause trouble?
Huh. You know, the more I think about it, the more it seems deliberate. With the front line on high alert, they must have rotated the bridge to make it impassable. Then they cut off the energy supply to the terminals to avoid accidental repositioning. Or to prevent deserters from escaping. That way, even if the front line were to collapse, the Fragmentum monsters wouldn't be able to make it to the other side.
They cut off their only retreat.
Bronya was right. The Silvermane guards really are risking their lives to protect Belobog.
Just my conjecture, but I doubt it's far from the truth. My brother mentioned that they've had to use extreme measures to repel the Fragmentum monsters. Let's press on. We can't activate either of these terminals, so let's look for the energy supply installation itself.
I have a seriously bad feeling I have to fight every single one of these. Should I be exploring this area right now? Because at the moment, they're not bothering me.
You! Hold it right there. This is a military base. Temporary work.
Okay, guess not. Would have been nice if I got all the chests.
That's it! The thing's shaped like a giant iron ball.
And it's behind a gate.
Its formal name is the Mechanism Energy Hub. It's connected to all the energy lines.
No wonder it's so heavily guarded.
One unit for everything? That's a disaster waiting to happen.
As long as we can gain access permissions to the hub, we can operate the gear bridge terminals.
Will this cause commotion?
That's why I told them we were here for urgent maintenance. The frontline equipment needs servicing just as much as the rest.
So that's why you went for maintenance. Way to go, Serval!
Come on, let's see if that guard over there will let us pass.
Yo! Evening, soldier.
Are you the emergency engineers? I saw you guys hanging around.
Not yet. Everything looks normal so far. I think the problem is stemming from the energy hub. If you let us in, we can do a routine service inspection. I've worked on various iterations of this type of installation.
No. No can do. No one gets near the energy hub without the security captain's encryption key.
Not even the Supreme Guardian?
The Supreme Guardian? Hey, no games, you hear? No dice without the encryption key.
Darn, this guy's not stupid.
You need the encryption key, right? Which captain should I bother then?
Captain Dunn's resting up ahead. Go and find him. If he grants you permission, I won't stand in your way.
Dunn?
Why didn't you say so?
No problem, we'll be back in a bit. Hey, Dunn! It's been a while.
Serval, it's been a long time. You're still so... You look good.
He was gonna say hot.
Allow me to introduce my assistants to you. They help me take care of business at the workshop. Everyone, this is Captain Dunn, an old friend of mine. He used to be an ace on the keys in the band.
Oh, you play rock and roll too? Cool!
Pleased to meet you.
Great scene. Something smells weird?
Hello.
Oh, what's that weird smell?
Zachary! How many days has it been since you showered?
That was you?
I showered right before my shift.
What did you say?
I haven't showered in 2 days, sir.
Unacceptable, especially in front of visitors. Apologies.
It's not a big deal, Dunn. You know, if you get a chance, would you want to get on stage with us again? My keyboard guy is pretty good, but I still miss our military days playing in the band.
That was a long time ago, Serval. I haven't touched a keyboard in ages. Besides, I'm stationed here all year round. I'm afraid I don't get many chances to return to the city. Though I don't stand on ceremony. How may I assist you?
I've checked the lines. There don't seem to be any major problems. All that's left is the energy hub. The guard over there said that I needed an encryption key to open the gate. Can you help me out?
We'll be on our way after we go to check up.
Anything wrong, Dunn?
Sorry, Serval, but can you tell me what Captain Japard told you?
Huh? Oh, let me think. Hey, sis, the energy supply lines in the restricted zone have malfunctioned. Those useless engineers can't find the problem.
And may I ask, when did he contact you?
This morning? Yeah, that's right. He's on urban patrol duty today, right? That's why he popped round and asked the favor.
Aha.
Here we go.
Captain Japard just returned to the front line. I could reconfirm with him?
Huh? Hold up, he's back?
You haven't changed, Serval. You're still a lousy liar. These people you've brought, they're not workshop assistants,
Let's
right?
get it on.
Serval, it's not that I don't want to help you, but you should remember that I'm a Belobog Silvermane guard. How about this? You can leave, and I won't tell anyone about this incident.
Here goes the negotiation.
Sorry for getting involved in this.
I brought you guys here, and I'm standing with you till the end. Done. This concerns the fate of Belobog. No, the fate of our whole world. Please, don't stand in our way.
Serval! We used to rehearse together every day. You must understand.
You don't understand.
My rock and roll soul is to uphold the dignity of a soldier.
The soldier just trying to kill its own damn planet.
Great.
Whatever. Okay, it's kind of thick, so I might need to...
Rules are made to be broken!
Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity reconciles its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Can we talk? All the best!
Time for a detail.
One at a time!
What a
Stay close!
Oh, crap.
Not a step back!
That seems ominous.
Evil must be gone. Don't mess with me.
Oh man, it's still alive. Gotcha.
You won't get away.
So the counter
I have something for you.
could have gotten hit if I hit the other soldiers instead of him.
Why?
I'm sorry, Dunn. Time for a little nap.
He's just unconscious. Don't worry.
Stubborn fool. Strong, though. Wildfire lacks people like him.
Got it. The encryption key. Quick, before we attract attention, let...
I think we attracted attention.
That's the enemy attack alarm. Every Silvermane guard in the reserve zone just became our enemy.
Come on, let's take them all out. If we work together, we can break through their ranks.
We've made it up till now. I could lose an arm and a leg for all I care. I have to lay eyes on the Stellaron. Quick, back to the energy supply hub. Anyone that tries to stop us is gonna find out a thing or two. We're in.
Oh, it's open! Oh, thanks!
Looks good.
Give me some time. Who designed this emergency fire evacuation system? Not rock and roll dance floor atmosphere mode? Who the
What
heck
the heck?
added that? Your bridge control terminal. Still. That's it. I've reset the energy system. Perfect. Okay. We need to get to the front line.
We could have a problem. Your brother may be there.
He probably is. Hopefully we don't bump into him, but if we do, we'll just have to try and talk to him.
Are you sure you
gonna
can
happen,
convince
though.
him?
I've probably got a 30% chance. Or less.
Meaning it could end in a fight.
Haven't you noticed yet? Most of our convincing ends in a fight.
We need to be sure, Serval. If we can't reach a common understanding with your brother, will you stand with us?
Of course. My word is my bond. I said that I'd stand with you to the end, and I won't go back on that promise.
Before our next expedition, I need Himeko to teach me some negotiation skills. Beating people up all the time is cramping my elegance.
I haven't fought with Japard since he enlisted. He could never beat me when you're little, but now...
Huh. I should use this first.
Cool it.
Use that, okay. Here we go.
Serval. It really is you.
Wait, Japard, listen to me.
When the sentry reported to me, I thought there must have been a misunderstanding. Step away from the intruder, Serval. Walk over slowly and stand behind me. You're different from them.
I'm sorry. We have an understanding. I stand with them. Give me a few minutes, just a few. I'll explain
Enough, Serval!
So he's a really stupid dog for the government.
Have you forgotten where we are? We Landaus ought to know this place better than anywhere. The outer reaches of the front line against the Fragmentum. Belobog's most strategic protective fortress. Every Silvermane guard here, every person here, is ready to sacrifice themselves. Ready to spill their blood for Belobog at a moment's notice. Yet
You're
here
the ones
you
killing
are,
Belobog.
leading fugitives into the restricted zone. Attacking my Silvermane comrades in arms. Hijacking the energy hub. Are you really worthy of the Landau name?
Why do you think I've come here? We found a way to dispel the eternal freeze, to seal the Fragmentum. It might be the only lifeline this world has left.
If that were true, why wouldn't you report to Madame Cocolia? Why would you sneak into
Because
the
your
restricted zone
Cocolia
and
is an
create
idiot,
chaos?
corrupted by the Stellar Rod.
You don't understand. The one preventing us from getting close to the truth is Cocolia herself.
You have all seen the Supreme Guardian in person. Do you think you can act as you please because she didn't recognize your version of events?
Listen to me, Japard. The origin and spread of the Fragmentum is linked to the Stellaron. The meteorite in the Architect's records, it's...
I know about the Stellaron. It's exactly what the fugitives behind you are seeking. But the Madam Guardian has already revealed the truth to me. These people have ulterior motives, Serval. They want to steal this treasure from the Architects.
Steal.
The Madam Guardian has warned me before that you were indulging in fantasy. That you'd been exposed to forbidden knowledge. And that you would bring destruction down upon Belobog. I believe you, Serval. I believe you think you're acting with loyalty to the people. It's just... Guards, formation. Arrest these people. We could be inundated with Fragmentum monsters at any moment. We have no time to waste on them.
The forbidden is only forbidden to conceal the truth within. Cocolia is afraid that we'll seize on this knowledge. That the truth will spread far and wide. To save the world, we must risk it all. I've said my piece. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Regardless, you should know by now your sister's never been one to back down. If there's something or someone you can't abide, you should stand up and resist. And if there's something you uphold, you should uphold it to the very end.
Well said, Serval.
Save your explanation for the judge. You are charged with sabotaging the Silvermane Guard restricted zone. In my capacity as captain, I hereby order that these fugitives be arrested. This isn't like our childhood game, Serval. You won't get any leniency from me.
The barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero, Japard.
Didn't I tell you? All our negotiations end in combat.
Okay.
1,000 wonders to raise your spirits. Good omen.
First things first.
your misery.
You won't get away.
That was a pretty good first
Resistance is futile.
Customers are always welcome. Evils be gone.
Let's make it quick.
Not enough. Come on, come on. Oh, not enough.
On my command. Take courage.
A barrier? I'm gonna break that barrier.
Rules are made to be broken.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Target the stubborn-headed ignore. How do you like that? Who's next? You.
All the best.
Come on. Damn, 0%.
This guy knows how to put up a fight. I've never come up against anyone this relentless.
He just won't go down.
He's as stubborn as I am. It could be an argument or a fight. He'll do both to the death. That's why he bugs the heck out of me. That's enough, Japard. Take a look around you. You're the last man standing.
Even if I am, I won't yield.
Dumbass.
We don't want you to yield through force of arms. That wouldn't be a victory for us.
Yeah, our goal is the same as yours, Serval's and Bronya's. We just want to preserve this world. There's no reason to turn against each other.
Japard, brother, surely now you can see the need for pragmatism. Even if you don't believe my outsider friends, you should believe me. Maybe I've wasted your trust. In which case, believe Bronya.
Lady Bronya?
There's nothing more to say, Japard.
As a captain of the Silver Mane Guards, I am...
Final answer? Fine, I still got a fight in me.
But Lady Bronya is the commanding officer for the front lines. According to military protocol, if the frontline directives of the commanding officer clash with those of the architects behind the lines, a soldier must remain at their post and await further directives.
Brainwave?
For the Silvermane Guards, the Guardian's orders are paramount and absolute. But there is something of equal importance in the oath we take.
The people of Belobog.
If we lose the people, we lose the reason for our existence. Our fight with the Fragmentum monsters is for the sake of preservation. But our fight with you, I fail to see the purpose. If you are truly able to prevent our endlessly unfolding misfortunes, then the people of Belobog are indebted to you. But if you are using lies to mask your true intentions, using my sister and Bronya for your own ends, I swear by Klapoth that I will carry out your punishment without an ounce of mercy.
You do not have that capacity.
They're
I
not
have a Stellaron
lying.
inside me,
I
bro.
promise you.
You must be Zila. You are a skilled fighter. Your combat style is nothing like that of the guards.
Regardless of what you believe, these guys have been a great help to the underworld. Many people would vouch for them.
I'm sure. If you want to advance further northward, you must traverse an area entirely corroded by the Fragmentum. It's the only way to get to the snow plains on the other side. the guards can give you some time before the next wave of attacks is upon us. As soon as the restricted zone gate is open, the monsters on the other side will turn out in full force. The guards will do their best to stall them and buy you some time. Once you've broken through the front line, there's nothing more we can do for you. So, have you made up your minds? Understood. Keep your weapons close. This will be a fierce fight. Guards, open the gate.
My weapon, that being bat, still hasn't changed.
Are you dealing with attacks like this every day?
It's a common occurrence. Guards, formation.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I don't owe the guards any favors when this is done.
Universal peace. Well, technically we're doing this for Bellapon.
Here they come.
Steel yourselves.
A thousand wonders to raise your spirits. Good omens. Fight as one.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Let me end your misery. So you are afraid of me. Let me end your misery.
God, I love these multiple turns.
I told you, Japard, the barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero.
What barrier?
This is only the first wave. They'll have reassembled soon. I have to.
Hey, Mr. Silvermane, listen to your sister. I can tell just by looking at you that you haven't fully recovered.
Outsiders. Zila, the second wave hasn't started yet. Make the most of this opportunity and make a break for it.
Huh? Serval, aren't you gonna—
My brother can't hold them back by himself. He wasted a lot of energy on us. He's my responsibility now. Besides, if I'm not here to help, I don't know what might happen in the next wave. I want to go with you. I do. I always wanted to catch a glimpse of the Stellaron with my own eyes, and now it's so close. But I can't abandon my brother and the other guards. I'm a Landau. It's up to you now. I believe in you. You've given me new hope. Get hold of the Stellaron before Cocolia realizes what's happening.
Charge!
Hey, March. Don't forget to take a picture of the Stellaron for me.
Say no more! We're good at this, don't worry!
Yep, she's definitely gonna take a picture at some point.
Fragmentum activity is intensifying. Something's happening on Eurilo 6. Shouldn't we go down there, Himiko?
Have faith in them. Besides, this is his first trailblazing expedition. How will he be able to look back fondly without a few twists and turns? Are you bored, Welt? I understand. But we have lots of opportunities ahead of us. Let's leave the memories of this expedition for them.
So you think they'll be safe, right?
Yes, we haven't seen any Eon or Emanator level imaginary reactions. Relax. This is a young person's adventure. We shouldn't interfere. At most, we could offer a little off-site assistance.
That's good to hear.
The fragmentum Japard was talking about?
Compared to this, the corrosion we saw in Backwater Pass pales into insignificance.
How can we pinpoint the Stellaron?
Serval said that the Stellaron was very likely hidden in the snow plains north of Belobog. If we want to get there, I'm afraid we'll have to find the exit to this fragmentum maze first.
Guys, does this place feel weird to you? It feels like there are loads of eyes staring at us.
This place makes my flesh crawl. there are insects under my skin.
That's a creepy thought.
We have no guide and no way of detecting the Stellaron. We'll just have to advance gradually and cautiously. Don't be disheartened. The stronger the fragmentum contamination, the closer we are to the source.
This is... Bronya's!
We found it in the orphanage.
Yeah, so she's been here already?
Whoa! Quick, look!
It's gone.
That's Bronya! Huh? Is that Cocolia too?
No, it isn't them.
Is that like an echo or something?
It must be a kind of echo? Some type of residual energy replicated by the fragmentum.
Which means they were definitely here, right? And it looks like they went that way.
Just in time. We had no idea which direction to take.
Ron is probably screwed. Before anything else...
We're deep inside the frag. Let's look for other clues first.
Okay, so you don't want me to explore just yet. Guess that's fine.
You still haven't told me what this place is, Mother.
700 years ago, this was Belobog's northern border, and the site of an ancient battle. Here is where Elisa Rand led the first Silvermane Guards in resistance against the Legion. Now, it is nothing more than an abandoned corridor, filled with the sounds of old world echoes. Don't let its fragmented appearance fool you, Bronya. On the day the promise is fulfilled, these ruins will become the breeding ground of a new world.
Right.
Mother, do you truly believe the Stellaron's promise? It summoned the blizzard beyond our walls and opened the door of the fragmentum. It destroyed our civilization.
And yet, the crime of our ancestors was their inability to embrace that destruction sooner.
Embrace it? Are you crazy?
From the moment those intruders descended from beyond the sky, this world was handed a death sentence. But the Stellaron has reserved for us a thread of hope.
She's gone cuckoo.
There is a price to pay for new life, wiping away every decaying vestige of the old world, renouncing the meaningless and lingering struggle. This is the price the Stellaron demands. When the promise is fulfilled, Bronya, no longer will we have to squander our lives guarding this wasteland. You and I will witness the new world rise from the ruins.
Oh.
Wow, she's really crazy. Huh.
This is a complex mechanism. How did they get past?
I knew this wouldn't be simple. Wait! Wasn't there some big energy hub-looking thing back in that empty area? Let's go back and take a look.
I can't say I like the idea of interacting with our surroundings, especially this deep into the fragmentum. However, there's no other way. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Huh. Even Don Hung the Sensible has his adventurous days. Success! Another mechanism shut down.
I want to ask you a question.
Ask away.
Do you still remember those dreams you mentioned to us? I know you're wide awake right now, but I need you to try. See if you can recall the voice you heard.
Close eyes and meditate.
Danger approaches.
Well?
There was a voice calling out to Kokoro. The voice, it knows we're getting close. Try to repeat the whispers you heard.
This is merely speculation, but perhaps the voice you heard is the Stellaron somehow conveying information to Cocolia, and the one in your body is resonating with the Stellaron on this world.
Huh? You mean that Stellarons can communicate? I've never heard that before.
Well, there's never been a human that could accommodate a Stellaron in their body.
Stellaron knows we're here.
Then, aren't we walking straight into a trap?
Totally.
Yes. And Bronya may well be the bait.
Don Hung's speculations are usually right on the money. But even if we've guessed right, we can't go home now.
There's no way back anyway. At least Cocolia won't catch us off guard now. So what if it's an ambush? We're not about to lose now. I have to save Bronya, beat Cocolia, and crush this Stellaron thing to dust.
That's the last one.
Done! It took some effort, but we finally cracked these mechanisms.
What's this for?
We're one step closer to Bronya.
Oh, so I don't have to run all the way. All right. That should do it, right? But what about this?
Are these echoes too?
Yes. The fragmentum here seems to have made a special connection with Cocolia. It's repeatedly generating forms in her image.
Hold on. I thought this wasn't the way I was supposed to go.
I don't understand. Even if the truth is as you say, every generation of Guardian has resisted the call of the Stellaron. Can all of them have been wrong, Mother?
Do you still not see, Bronya? There is no right or wrong here. Some of them acted out of human pride, others out of human short-sightedness. Our ancestors, including Elisa Rand, spent their whole lives trying to prolong this civilization. Then, after all fell still, their memories were scattered by the blizzard.
Does she want to die that badly?
They spent lifetimes writing songs of praise that lauded the bravery of humanity, but couldn't spare the time to gaze up into the stars.
Yep, she's sounding crazier and crazier.
To those entities of greater magnificence in the heavens above, 1,000 years is but a passing moment. The attainments of insignificant beings, nothing more than a footnote. I shall not follow the Guardian's misguided steps down that blind alley of narcissism. If persistence is futile, then one must choose a new beginning.
But Klipoth, the Preservation, are they not one of the magnificent entities you speak of? Is it not their strength that has sheltered Belobog this entire time?
The Preservation. Has the Preservation ever looked humanity in the eye? Nothing more than an arrogant delusion of the architects. You will hear the real voice of magnificence, Bronya. Then you will understand my choice.
I doubt that. Dang. So she's totally closed herself to everything else but the Stellaron. I mean, it would have been better if she remained, like, open-minded. Not like this. Not completely closed.
Look, Bronya and Cocolia's echoes. They must have come through here.
The voice is getting clearer.
That means we must be really close, right?
I sense that we're very near to the northern snow plains.
This is where the first Guardian led the Silvermane Guards into battle. She made huge sacrifices for the sake of temporary respite. But the otherworldly legion did not tire. She soon realized that flesh and blood could not contend with so ruthless an enemy. When all was nearly lost, she chose to set her sights on the Stellaron and made the first wish. As for what came later, you know as well as I.
So, the Eternal Freeze was a disaster brought about by a human wish?
Just like the plot of Wonder Woman, the second movie.
Ironic, no? All the Stellaron did was answer humanity's call, and yet we kept its existence a closely guarded secret for centuries.
Aren't you different though?
Even going so far as to attempt to use it to control the Stellaron. Woeful. Laughable.
It?
No, something created using otherworldly technology. An inhibitor that a corporation from the old world and the architects attempted to use to house the Stellaron. Oh, I know you have many questions, my daughter. Be patient. Soon you will have all the answers.
It's that shadow of hers again. But Bronya's isn't with her this...
It feels like this echo is different from the others before.
Intruders.
Did she just speak?
You cannot approach.
Not good. March, out the way!
The Stellaron.
An echo that can fight.
Intruders.
We're in trouble now.
You go no further.
Are you sure this isn't the real her?
But the fragmentum can only create forgeries. Bring her down!
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Whoa!
Rules are made to be broken!
Perhaps you still don't understand. You already know that conceals its desire to control the heavens. And I'm no exception.
That's pretty cool though.
Batter up!
Let's be friends, shall we?
You won't get away.
This is our chance.
You are doomed to fail.
No, we're not.
Scratch.
It's a little bit annoying. You're gone.
She disappeared.
Those stairs. It's the only way forward.
Wherever they lead, it must be the end of the journey.
I don't want to get to the end so soon. I want my journey to go on forever.
This means that Bronya is up ahead. And so is the fate of the overworld and the underworld. It's all in our hands. Strange. I thought I'd feel nervous or afraid, but I don't. The only feeling I have is that none of this seems real.
This is how trailblazing expeditions usually come to an end.
Not always. Sometimes it's a happier conclusion.
The Express has traveled world after world. We are merely passing travelers. Witnesses to part of a grander story. We invariably avoid getting drawn into turbulence that can decide the fate of a world. But there are always times when we have no choice but to act.
Or to put it another way, this is one heck of a first trailblazing expedition. You hit the jackpot.
I was about to bore you all with my gloomy reflections, but on second thought, not today. Adventuring with you guys by my side has made me feel like no obstacle is too big.
Right on! But you can say whatever you like. A good adventure shouldn't be full of rules and regulations. Helping those in need, befriending those worth counting on, and saving the world a few times along the way.
This is the spirit of trailblazing.